Guys, let's take a quick look at this KUBEY Royal. I just put this in my pocket this morning at 6. It's now 9. So it's been in my pocket for about 3 hours. So this is the KUBEY Royal. I believe that says CM Designs. I'm pretty sure that that's CM Designs. This is in D2 and G10. It's done as a liner lock. It's got a fairly decent pocket clip in hand, but in pocket, I'm pretty sure this got sprung. I'm going to have to take this apart. Because this is not the proper amount of tension for a pocket clip. But in hand, this feels really good. It's got a nice straight line back where you can get up on that jimping, even though it's not real aggressive. You've got a nice modified, I want to say this is like a modified sheep's foot. And it is a front flipper. Now, you guys know I don't like front flippers. I've had people tell me, oh, you just do it with your finger like this. And I still have to change my position. I don't like them. I wish people would stop making them. But at least KUBEY was kind enough to make one that has a reverse flip option. So D2 steel, this is very, very sharp. And it has cut pretty well. I cut up some cardboard this morning, some stuff that was here from some deliveries, and so I tested it out a little bit this morning and cleaned it up. This is not the factory edge. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is one of Jared's edges. It's got a nice aggressive edge here. KUBEY has really been doing a good job. So let me grab a couple, because this is small. Let me grab a couple knives. Hang on just a second. Let me grab a couple knives so that I can give you an example of like size difference, because in perspective, you know, this is, I don't have specs on this because it's first-hand pockets. You guys know I don't look up specs, I don't look up price, I don't look up any of that stuff until I've carried it for a while. That way I'm not blinded by it. Let me grab a couple knives so we can do a small size comparison. Got a couple for size comparison. So just so you can compare it, this is the CJRB RIA. So next to the RIA, it's a little bit bigger. You've got the Benchmade 940, and I can tell that my lens is dirty. Next to the Benchmade 940, you can see it's kind of in the middle. Benchmade 940 is not a small knife. So 940 out of the way, and then something that most people are going to know the size on. A Sebenza, full-size Sebenza, mine's a 21, so you can see it's a good bit smaller than that. It's a good all-around size, if you really want to know the truth. Let's get these out of the way.
Guys, I hate to interrupt the video because I know we're having fun, but I do have to do the YouTuber thing and remind you that this channel is self-sponsored with all the affiliate links and stuff you see down below. Anything from knives, tools, EDC gear, and Blade HQ, anything, all the Amazon links, they all support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Now let's go back to the knives.
So this is a nice sized little knife. Typical of KUBEY, they've done a really good job with their machining. The G10, I've had a couple knives now that have had this unique-ish milling on it. It gives you some tactile feeling that really, in hand, it feels really good. You don't notice it as much, but when you grab another knife after you're done, because your fingers kind of just fall onto that ridge back there, it feels really good in hand, and it makes that, even though these are not super slick, it gives you a different feel in hand. It just feels more secure in hand with those ridges like that, those milled out areas. I am a fan of good liner locks these days. This one is just about 50% on lockup, so there's still a lot of life left in this, but there is no lock stick. The blade is nice and tight. There's no lock rock, no blade play. Action on it is nice and smooth. KUBEY's action has really lately been amazing. Now, I don't know how well this knife needs, you know, I don't know if this needs cleaned up or anything. I haven't taken it apart. It came from Jared, and I've just put it in my pocket the first time. The only time this has been out of its holder, out of its little box, little slip, was when it came in and I did the initial first impressions when I did the unboxing. The flipper aperture on it, even though this is a small knife, it kind of feels like I'm cramped in there, but I'm really not. It's a big, ample cutout on that for reverse flick. And the thing about that too is then it makes weight reduction. This is a pretty light knife. You can see inside there's been some milling. I'm not going to get weight on it or anything because I will do that in the final review. I would ask that everyone please, once again, don't go into the comments and put price and stuff like that, because I do sequester myself from that so that I give it a clean review. It allows me to make an unbiased review I kind of know what KUBEY knives cost, so at this point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be into ballpark, but every once in a while, I'm surprised at how good some of these budget knives are, and it allows me just to not make a basis on price. So yeah, they've done a good bit of weight reduction inside here on those scales. You see they're slotted out and skeletonized. Back here, they've done it as well. I wanted to mention you've got a reversible pocket clip, but there's only one screw, one spare screw. And I'm curious to see, I want to look at it. I am going to do it. I want to know, is that screwed, is that threaded into the G10, or is that threaded into the steel liner? Because sometimes it looks like it's going to be into the steel liner. Yeah, I can see it right there. So sometimes you'll get companies that do this and one side is really good, and then the flip side of it is one screw is only in the G10. And that's not a real good thing. So one of those things to look for on a knife is to see how far those screws actually go in. Do they get all the way into the steel? Because if they don't, they're going to strip out. It's going to strip out. It's going to be unpleasant for you. KUBEY does a really good job with I like their pivots. There's a couple companies that their pivots are really, really good. KUBEY, because it's got their brand on it and it's a good look on it. Tucson and Megaron. Megaron's is, well, I have one right here. Megaron is doing it because they put their logo on it like that, and it's laser etched on it. But yeah, this is a good looking knife. I don't think that I would shy away from using this for pretty much anything. I'm gonna fix this pocket clip. We're gonna see how it's carried. I wanted to mention something too. This is another one of those knives. I just really noticed it because, like I said, it's the first day in pockets. So the liners are completely hidden inside. So all you see is G10 except right at that lock access. I like that. It gives it a good clean look. I also do like when they do other ways. Well, the Megaron here is a prime example. I like when they redact the scales and you can see the liners all the way around if they're well done, if they're nice and polished and clean. The RIA is another example of that. But another good look is when it just completely disappears. I'll take a knife if they're just like up to and touching, like they're just ground flat up against it, as long as they're clean and there's no real big transitions. But aesthetically, that's a good look where you don't see those liners anywhere except at the lock bar. So let's go ahead. I think that's about all I got. I really didn't have a lot on this first day of carry. I carried it a little bit. I cut up some cardboard that I had to get rid of. The action on it, like I said, is great. It's the only issue I'm having right now. We'll have to see. I'm going to have to get this pocket clip straightened out, because if I don't have a good, decent, solid pocket clip, I'm going to run into issues with being able to carry it. So I'm going to retension this pocket clip and we'll see. I did notice, and I was going to say this, it does favor the show scale ever so slightly. There's no looseness in the pivot, so that might just be that this knife was assembled with a little bit of it favoring the show scale. But overall, I mean, I'm figuring I'm in the ballpark in my head about what the price is on this. With certain knives, I can overlook minor issues. I mentioned it in the Megaron video. This is by hands down the best budget knife on the market, in my opinion. The grind at the very heel is not optimal. But for a knife at this price point, I can overlook that. There's little issues with some of these budget knives, but you have to look at it from the price point of a budget knife. If this was a $200 or $300 knife versus a $50 knife, I would definitely have more to say about issues on that knife. So we'll just see. I'm digging a lot of these budget knives because I'm much more willing to do things with these knives than I would some of my $800, $1,000 knives. I say that, but I cut down cardboard and stuff with this as well. So, all right, guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day after this little first impressions. I do like this. I like the blade shape. Really, really good blade shape. So we'll see how this fares over the next 2 weeks. So let's turn this around and send you guys out about your day.
So there you go, guys. KUBEY Royal. I'm kind of impressed with this. It's just first day in pockets, so there may be some changes. I'm not a big fan of the pocket clip. I will say the pocket clip is going to be one of those things I don't like. I think I have to retension it. I do believe I mentioned that at the tabletop. So yeah, I've only been in pocket for a couple hours. Guys, if you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like the videos, give them a thumbs down, but tell me why. I can't change that content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you've got notifications turned on your device or you will not get notified of the pretty much 3 things that go up a day. Other ways you can do it, I did the little intermission, I believe. I probably have been putting it down in all the videos. This channel is self-sponsored. I have a bunch of affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase with those affiliate links supports the channel directly and therefore allows me to do things. I used some affiliate money to purchase something for on the channel for later. Other ways you can do it, I have a membership down below. It's tier-based. Pick the tier that gets you what you want out of the membership. Remember, everyone saves $5 off my sharpening service, and everyone has access to the gilded server. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I've set up a coupon code that works anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. It'll save you 10% at checkout, and that coupon code is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp. Saves you 10% at checkout. Guys, I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.